What's up, everyone? Welcome into the Titans sector. If you're a Titans fan, this is the place to be. The takes are hot, the passion is real, and the opinions are sure to collide. My name is Van, and as always, I'm joined over here by my man Ghost. Today, we're going to be discussing our Titans top 10. And there's going to be some interesting rules around the Titans top 10 that I'll let Ghost describe here as we break the pod open. But before that, I want to remind you guys to stop, hit that like button, and make sure to subscribe to the channel if you're not subscribed, and make sure to share this content. If you guys are here, it probably means you're a Titans fan. And if you're a Titans fan, you probably know another one. So go ahead and share this video with them. We'd love to connect with more members of our Titans community. So with that said, Ghost, let's go ahead and get straight into this top 10 list. Tell everybody what the parameters are.
All right, man. So me and Van were sitting around talking about what if we made a top 10 list, and what if that top 10 list had a rule that they could never have played with Steve McNair, Eddie George. The interesting part about this concept is almost everybody's top 10 includes players that played with Eddie George and Steve McNair, right? So
It does.
I think it's interesting because it really kind of removes a lot of our OGs, I guess people call them OG Titans. You know what I mean? You can talk about the Curses, Keith Bullocks,
Blaine Bishop, Brad Hopkins,
all of them, man.
Everybody, man. And I'll tell you guys, if you're watching this pod, do this practice because until I did it, it is, it's interesting how many of these guys you realize would be in your top 10 that suddenly you have to just scratch out. And it made this a lot of fun.
Absolutely. As a matter of fact, and you'll see it later, I nearly put Michael Roos on here, but man, he just didn't make the cut. His rookie year was Steve McNair's last year. So
yeah,
it is.
Couldn't do it.
All right. So what we will do is we will just get right on to number 10.
Number 10.
All right, man. So we have our first disagreement.
Yeah. Yes, so, this is where it collides.
So what we have here, by the way, so as we go through, if there's one player on there, obviously we agreed. If there's two different players, we didn't agree. So me and Van did ours completely separately. We have seen them beforehand because I had to make the graphic, but we are now going to discuss and maybe in some cases reminisce or sometimes both, and we're just going to work our way through it. So who we have here is AJ Brown for Van. Yep. And Delaney Walker for me. AJ Brown had one Pro Bowl. He was a second team All-Pro, PFWA, and he was on the All-Rookie team. And then Delaney Walker had 3 Pro Bowls. So I'll go ahead and start. And I'll be honest with you. I struggled with AJ Brown a little bit, a couple times. And not because... It's just I feel like he never got the chance to be what he is here with the Titans. It was cut short, and it was like a little hard for me. As great as he was in the time we had him, and what we knew he was going to be, it was hard for me to put in the top 10. But I don't disagree completely with adding him. So tell us about why you added him.
Man, AJ Brown to me was a player that came to this organization at a very crucial time in fandom, right? And to remind everybody out there that's watching, these are my top 10 as a fan, obviously, again, not including McNair and George era, but Brown came in at a very interesting time in the team's history. On the heels of a lot of teams that struggled offensively. And, I remember the hope that you felt once you saw AJ Brown on the field and that potential that he had in that offense with Tannehill and Derrick Henry. And when they started rolling and look at him in that graphic. He's a beast.
Monster, dude.
And he was an absolute monster for us. The plays he made, the catches he made, it felt like to a degree, because we all know as Titans fans, I'll digress a bit here. We put up on our X account this week, essentially asking our Titans fans, hey, who do you think was the best wide receiver in Titans franchise history? And AJ Brown was listed as one of the 4. One of the fans commented back and he said, man, this is a lean list, like compared to some other organizations. And so with that in mind, right, when we got this guy and he started producing, you felt like, man, we've arrived. Like we have got a wide receiver 1. And so It was tough. When I started looking at all the great players post McNair and George, it was actually a little difficult for me to put AJ in the top 10, but I did ultimately, and I put him at number 10 because he was, compared to all those, the last person to make it on my list. But man, he was dynamic, he was explosive. His time here was cut way too short, as we all know.
Absolutely.
But in
100%.
the time that he was here, he made a massive, massive impact on the Titans organization and where those teams went ultimately. So that's why I made my top 10.
Absolutely. And so kind of Delaney Walker, the reason why I put him here at 10 and snuck in was one, he might be our best free agent signing of all time. So up to this
Seriously.
point, the dude was an absolute monster. Obviously, a little overshadowed by Vernon Davis, which was elite
Yeah.
by tight end standards where he was coming from. But man, did he come into his own when he got here, and he fit. He just fit what the Titans are and always have been. And what I think AJ Brown and Derrick Henry are kind of an exclamation point is that tough mentality. You know what I mean? Like
Yes.
they strapped them on every single Sunday, and everybody who played them knew that they were going to be kind of in a fight that weekend.
Yes.
So with mine are kind of ranked. We didn't really give ourselves like what do I want to say parameters for how we ranked them. Well, we're going to look at this exactly. We just kind of gave each other the idea and went with it. I kind of mostly ranked mine by the accolades and things like that. But Delaney Walker, absolute beast. Put him kind of at 10 just because of maybe had least accolades or whatever. But absolute legend in my mind, man.
You know, it's hard for me to disagree with Delaney right there on your list, but where I disagree is I can't believe he's 10. You know, and that's a
I
little
know.
peek into
I'm
my
going to catch some
future.
flack. I'm going
That's
to
a
catch some
peek.
flack for it.
That's a peek into my future here. So that's all I'll say. But he definitely deserves to be top 10.
Absolutely. We'll go ahead and move on here to 9.
Number 9. Oh man.
There he is.
Well, now since we see who you rank number 9, I will give the floor to you, sir.
All right.
To describe AJ Brown to us at number 9.
So AJ Brown almost didn't make it. And it's funny because Michael Roos did at one point until I did a little bit more research. And I was like, oh, no.
Yeah.
He played with Steve McNair. It was his rookie year. But if we held true to our rules, he cannot be on this list, which is funny because I think you even told me if you had him, I'm changing my list.
I did. Yeah. Yeah. I'm like, look, okay, if you keep him on there, then this list is changing, brother. It's going to completely change.
So we have AJ Brown, and in the time we had him, he clearly did a lot. You know, that's just Titans accolades. You know what I mean? That's pretty crazy.
Yeah.
All rookie team. And I think as far as AJ Brown, what I loved about him, man, was just a physical specimen. And I think what stands out to me, amidst everything I watched him do, was that time he drug about 7 Ravens into the end zone. Dude, it was just it was almost like it was never. You were never out. Like, you know what I mean? You were never kind of down for the count.
Yeah, the play was never dead.
Henry. You know what I mean?
it was very similar. It's like the play never dead. But yeah, that whole flock of Ravens was drug into the end zone. I know exactly. I got so hyped at that play.
Dude, it was, I got fired up. I mean, that whole game was fun. Plus, it was the Ravens. Who doesn't love to stomp the Ravens, right?
My God. 100%.
All right. Michael Griffin,
man, I love Michael Griffin. I love that guy. And I considered putting him a little higher on this list. And as you guys see the list unfold, maybe you could argue that I should have. But, Michael, for me, in my fandom, I came off of the Super Bowl years, we'll say, right, where I watched Blaine Bishop just wreck people. And, watching the Titans, the safeties were always something that stood out. And Michael Griffin was kind of close, man, because I had to look up actually because I'd forgotten when he got drafted. He got drafted in 2007, so it was just barely made this list since McNair was out in 2006. But Michael Griffin was somebody that I felt like embodied the Tennessee Titans safety role and embodied that toughness and grit. And the man, he was a ball hawk before Byard was here. He was an absolute beast when it came to picking the ball off, playing tough, and he was on some tough teams. It's one thing you can't argue. He was a part of a lot of losing teams in
Hmm.
Titans history, but he was somebody that was always a stalwart on this franchise, and I had a lot of respect for him. I loved watching him play. During those years that he was a part of the Titans defense, as somebody who loves good offensive play, I always wanted to tune in and watch what Michael Griffin was going to do. I
Absolutely,
felt
man.
like I felt like when is this guy going to pick the ball up? If the ball was in the air, I'm like, where's Michael? So he made a huge impression on me, and I love the guy. So for me, it was easy to put him in top 10. I didn't know where, but he sits at 9 on my list.
I'm right there with you, man. He was, for me, I mean, look, 2 Pro Bowls, first team All Pro. Um, he was like, for me, like our Troy Polamalu or whatever, like in that
Yeah.
era. You know what I mean? He was just always around the ball. He always kind of making plays. I mean, obviously, he may not be a Troy Polamalu, but in my heart, he's a Troy
Yeah,
Polamalu. Man,
exactly.
loved watching that guy. And
Yeah.
also, when he was drafted, man, I was like, that dude's got a cool name. Michael Griffin, dude. That just sounds so good. But no, I agree. I definitely agree that he should be in the top 10. Um, and we'll just go ahead and move on to 8 here.
Number 8. Oh, look at that. I'm
Dude, and
telling you, man.
one thing when I made the list, like when I made the list and the visuals, it's so funny. Like when you sent in your picks, I was like, man, it was like weirdly consistent, like who we put in our top 10, obviously in different orders or whatever. So there's some
Yeah.
discrepancies there. And you're going to have to explain this one, in my opinion. But
Oh, come on.
so, but it was just so weird, like how closely we landed without communicating any of the ones that we picked. It was like eerily similar. But I'll let you go ahead and lead since we just talked about Michael Griffin.
Man, Nate Washington, bro. I can't believe you want me to explain this. I was so shocked by that. You're doing him dirty with that none. I mean, that is just don't put a word there at all, buddy. Like
Here's the thing.
just leave it blank.
Don't get me wrong. I love Nate Washington. He, if in my opinion, drug me through some hard times. And as far as the nostalgia and the Titans fan in me, would put him in the top 10 for sure. I more heavily weighted like accolades and like performances and things like that. Not that he was
Yeah,
bad,
yeah,
but it was. I had to be true to myself. I had to be true to my methods when I was making the list,
and
and
that's fair.
he just wasn't on it. And
That's fair.
I don't know if he should be.
Yeah, I mean,
Now he's rough on X, man. He might block me. I hear that he's quite the blocker. I hope he knows that I do, as a Titans fan.
yeah,
I love him to
Nate, don't block Ghost. He's a good guy.
death.
Here's my thing, man. This kind of goes back to just the fan at heart in me. Nate took me through some really rough years in this Titans team, and he made some really subpar quarterbacks look really good sometimes.
Hmm.
And the guy was an absolute flash of a receiver. He wears that number, and we know where that number came from in Titans lore, right? He's on the heel of another Titan wide receiver that wore that number. And um, Nate was just so exciting, man. I loved the kind of player he was. I loved the guy that he showed himself to be on the team, in the community. He stuck through with the Titans to a certain extent, right? And had some incredible plays. I think it was a play against the Steelers where he made Zach Mettenberger look like he was going to be our franchise quarterback. And
When did
so,
the Titans fan base think that quarterback was going to be their
I mean,
franchise quarterback?
there was some moments, there were some people. Spoiler alert, Mettenberger's not on this list for me, just so you guys are aware. I love Nate Washington. It's tough for me to put it into words. It's tough for me to sit here and say, oh, it's because of this accolade, or it's because of this
Hmm.
season, or it's because of this stat. I just feel like he was a dog, man, and he was a wide receiver through all of those teams that you knew was going to show up, was going to compete, was going to be a leader on the team, was going to be a guy that was out there on some really bad teams, but helping to try to convince these guys that we could win those games. And I loved watching Nate play. I loved it. And so when I was looking at all of the Titans that I could choose from and kind of going through the history and the lore of my fandom, it just was like, I have to put Nate on there. I have to.
Do you have
So
a favorite Nate memory?
it was probably that Titans Steelers game, honestly. Just because, there's some connectivity with Nate in Pittsburgh as well.
Mhm.
And it was an away game. I kind of like the away games because we're just dogs, we don't have that home field advantage. And to me, the thing that Nate presented was the ability to have an explosive play at any given moment. You
Mhm.
know, and again, this was in those seasons to kind of go back to my AJ Brown little thing where we were going, how's our wide receiver room? Well, I mean, Nate was a wide receiver one, and
Mhm.
so I just loved everything he did. I really
Yeah.
did. I just loved everything he did. I loved watching him play. And when I turn the TV on and I'm looking forward to seeing a player play, that means a lot. And so that's why he's at number 8 here.
I know my favorite memory, and I'll be honest with you, I don't remember the team they were playing, but when he caught it off that guy's back, like
Oh,
like
yeah.
like head, boom, boom, and
Yes.
plucked it. Yeah,
Yeah.
man, that one fired me up.
Yeah. Yeah. Dude's talented.
All right, man. Number 7,
Drum roll.
77.
And we both agree.
And we agreed.
That's
What are the
crazy.
odds? Look at
Yeah.
us. Here
I
we are.
like I like the fact that number 7 was 77. There's some synchronicity to that. I think it was
Yeah,
meant to
I like
be
it. I
written in
mean,
the written in the pods.
had to be. Had to be. So, since you just talked about Nate, I'm going to go ahead and take this one, take the lead on this one, and
Do
then
it.
I'll kick it over to you. So, Taylor Lewan, oh, man. So, it was really like we've always been a tough team or whatever, but like there was a tenacity that came with Taylor Lewan. And it was like a huge upswing in our O lines, like when we got a Taylor Lewan. Then we got Ben Jones and all that kind of like built on itself. But man, watching him stick up for Marcus Mariota and
Yeah.
stuff like that,
Yep.
and dude, I think he'll be a Titans legend. In my book, I loved watching him play for an O line guy. He was exciting, and like
Right.
usually O line, it's like if you don't hear from him, that's a good thing. But he was always in like when he did the arrow shot, dude. I just love those memories with him.
Yeah.
He just brought an attitude and whatever they had. He had a penalty problem there for a little while, but you want to know what also I liked? He had a lot of accountability a lot of times in those
Mm-hmm.
instances where he would like hurt the team, and he'd come back right after the game, talk to the media, apologize, and say he's going to be better. So
Yep.
I can
Yep.
appreciate that too. So that's a Titans legend right there. He's got an awesome pod, busting with the boys. Like check it out. So number 7, Taylor
Man,
Lewan.
Taylor Lewan was a shoe-in on the top 10 for me. I just had to figure out where to put him in. And I'll
Right.
tell you, the thing about this guy, you mentioned the penalty issue. I mean, Big Jeff has some penalty issues sometimes too.
Yeah.
I mean, look at last year, but man, Taylor was just everything to me. Like the dude had swag. He'd show up to game day in just the craziest looking fits. Like he was like a wide receiver personality and an O lineman,
Yeah, like when he
and
showed up in that Boss Hog costume when he signed
yes,
his first big contract.
yeah. But I love that. I love that out of an offensive lineman. And those seasons when Taylor finally hit his stride and got going, those offensive lines I felt had such an attitude. It was like we were the grittiest, toughest offensive line in the league.
Mhm.
You just knew if you were going to play the Titans and you were a defensive line, you get ready. You're not going to roll us over. You're not going to truck us. Like we're not going to back down from you. And those things you talked about, like him coming to defend Marcus Mariota, anytime he was hit on the line or hit on the sideline, excuse me, or somebody kind of had maybe a late hit. It just embodied that entire team's persona. And Taylor was like the dude at the top of the mountain doing it, you know? And I love that. I loved it. I loved how loud he was. I loved how he chirped and talked. You remember the time with him and Josh Norman in Washington? I mean, yeah, exactly. It was incredible. I mean, the guy had swag for days. I just wish he wouldn't have had so many issues with injuries in his career
Mhm.
because I really feel like we might be talking about somebody that, had some accolades that could really carry him even a little bit further. But I'm a huge fan of Taylor Lewan, the player. I'm a huge fan of Taylor's post playing career and the stuff he's done with hosting, with his podcast. I just think he's a great guy. He's a great embodiment of what a Titan means to be, and love it. Love it. Number 7, easy.
I kind of feel like we lost that edge a little bit with Taylor Lewan because he and Will Compton brought in that whole like the boys thing, which is now their shtick kind of on the busting with the boys. But we had, what was his name? Bates. He was a special teams linebacker, but he'd come in with that giant boom box. Like, everybody had a swag to him, man. So I think we kind of lost that once they all kind of dispersed. But it feels like it might be coming back. Like there's just something in the air. So we'll see, man. And I can't wait for it.
Hey, I'd be so game for that comeback.
Absolutely.
Of that. Yeah, not bad penalties, but man, bring that swag back.
Yeah, absolutely. Number 6.
Oh, this is a good one.
Yes. So
now we're getting close, man. Getting closer.
I'll let you kick this one off.
Yeah, so number 6 for me was the mayor of Murfreesboro. And for anybody that lives in Middle Tennessee, it is Murfreesboro. It's not Murfreesboro or whatever. Whenever I first moved to Tennessee, they're like, yeah, just head on over to Murfreesboro. And, I don't know. They blend stuff together. But, man, Kevin Byard, and honestly, it was a little tough for me putting him at 6. But part of that, it goes back to, again, just my personal feeling and fandom. It's just like, who am I excited by? Who do I love watching? So that explains why he's here in some way. But man, Kevin was elite. Kevin was absolutely elite with us. Ball hawk, total package in regards to the persona, the person he was, the character in the community, who he was with the media, who he was as a team member. And you could always count on Kevin. He was so reliable. I mean, he's even had, hey, he's on the season ticket member bobblehead list. You've made it. You've made it as a Titan when you get on that thing. But it's, I think every Titans fan watching this, if anybody is having a beef with me, they probably might disagree that he's this low. Mm-hmm. But yeah, I think Kevin was incredible. I love the fact that he came from Middle Tennessee and then planted his roots and had an elite career in Tennessee. And I absolutely loathe the fact that I've had to watch him on the Bears last year, and now it's going to be even worse. I don't even know if I don't even think I can watch him as a Patriot. I don't even want to see it on the TV. I'm just going to be honest.
Yeah, that hurts for sure. Definitely.
So what about you here? Number 6 is Big Jeff.
Big Jeff. He's richer now. Yeah, I don't know if you heard. He's got more money. $100 million man over there. So I put Big Jeff here mainly because there's some I view legends. It'll probably end up being higher than him. But man, what can you say, dude? The guy is kind of becoming one of those players who carried us through a dark time. You know what I mean? I mean, obviously he was there for the Tannehill teams and you kind of feel for him because even when the team wasn't performing, he was 9 sacks in that, he was on a line that had 9 sacks that game. And that's because of his presence. You know what I mean? Absolutely. You remove him, they don't get that. I don't think enough people talk about the residual effect that he has just being there. You know what I mean? Which I think is another reason why he deserves to be easily in the top 10. And I think some people might say he's a little low, just like with your Kevin Byard thought there. But like I said, when you really sit down and think about, and you think about it from the lens that we thought about this, I think it's hard. It was much harder than I thought it was going to be.
It was very difficult.
I knew it was going to add a wrinkle, but we got a lot of good ones, man. And it was fun to just kind of sit there and think through it and think through things I saw and try to fight off my bias sometimes.
Yes.
Yes. But Jeff Simmons at 6, I think that's a pretty good spot for him.
Okay. All right. I disagree, but okay.
You think he should be higher?
Well, you'll see. You'll see.
I can't remember. I can't remember what I had for breakfast this morning. So here we are.
Here we are. I can't wait for you to check it out.
All right, man. Number 5. So now I remember. Now I remember.
Yeah. Yeah.
Why?
Oh, come on, man.
I'm not going to hate on it too much. I love Cam Ward.
All right. So you want me to start it off?
Not that much yet, but I love Cam Ward. Yes.
So, all right. So here it is. Here's the real truth. Okay. I'm doing this list in the moment. I'm doing this list 2026, where we live, planted the feet firm. This is my top 10 list. And I know I'm going to get some hate. I'm probably going to get some hate, man. If you
Oh,
guys
they're going.
disagree,
They
leave it
might
in the
hit.
comments.
They might hit
Because,
you with it.
yeah, because I get it, right? We just went from Byard at 6 to Cam at 5. I mean, okay, I understand. But here's the deal. This is our number one draft pick. Our number one draft pick that is a quarterback, right? That is something that doesn't come around, you pray, very often, right? And it certainly hasn't in our franchise. And this is somebody who has walked in the building from day one and showed a true character of what it means to be a professional, been a true leader in that locker room. It is very difficult for a rookie quarterback to come in, even if they're pick number one, and be looked at in an NFL locker room as a leading presence. And last year, on an absolutely tragic team with a tragic coaching situation, it seemed like to me, based upon everything we heard from that Titans team and pressers and otherwise, that everybody looked at Cam like he was a leader. He earned the respect of Jeff Simmons very early in that locker room. That takes a swag. That takes a confidence. Not only that, man, it is now exciting to tune in to Titans football. Last year, I watched every snap of every game, and I saw a 3-14 team, and I was excited every single week to turn the TV on. Every week. Now, was I thinking, oh, we're going to win this game? No, not really. I wasn't. But I was excited, even if we were down 7 or 10, because I'm sitting there going, what's this guy going to do next? What is Cam going to pull out of his hat next? And that really, again, speaks to the fan in me. And so I put him here because, man, I love watching Cam Ward play. I love the type of guy he shows himself to be. And is it too early to be number 5? Yeah, you can argue that, maybe. But for me, I think this is going to age like a fine wine very, very well. Very well. So don't judge me too hard right now. I think it's going to age great. Cam is fantastic. I love watching him play.
So I will tell you this. I'm not one to buy new player jerseys. I'm not that guy, typically.
Yep.
I bought a Cam Ward jersey.
Hey.
So I have faith in the kid. That's a lot of money to spend on somebody.
Judge me not.
But so don't hate on me. Comment.
Okay. Yeah.
Like and subscribe. In the top 10 of all Titans.
Top 5.
Top 5. Okay,
top 5.
Yeah, okay. Top 5.
Yeah.
Post Steve McNair and Eddie George is hard for me. It's hard. As much as I love the kid, as much as like some of the play, we've had pods leading up to this. Just the things he does is incredible. I think he's awesome. I see where you're coming from.
Thank you.
I just vehemently disagree.
Okay. All right. That's fine. That's fine. Hey, everybody watching, I think it's safe to assume right now that you won't see Cam's picture in this presentation again.
You might not. There's a strong chance you don't.
Well, okay. So you disagree. I understand. Tell me about 99 that's sitting there on your screen.
99. Man, I was very sad when we offloaded him to the Broncos. However, hindsight, it appeared to be the right move. Like, not very often Titans make a right move in those eras or in those years. So he definitely hit a wall when he went over there. I don't know if it was defense or what, but he certainly didn't pan out there. So, but I love Jarrell Casey as a Titan, man. Another one of those guys that was just like giant bright light in this dark room.
Yes.
You know what I mean? And
yeah, absolutely.
He was just always causing havoc. He was like a little mini Albert Hainsworth, man. He was just always back there chasing down quarterbacks. Heck, he was chasing wide receivers and catching them on the sideline at times.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He's a high effort guy, just definition of a Titan for me. I'm glad to see him get more involved, especially with the rebrand and stuff like that. I know he was a little bitter after they offloaded him.
Yeah.
And I don't blame him. Like he was literally like one of our faces of our franchise in that time. You know, you don't usually have a defensive tackle, and here we are with another defensive tackle who's the face of our franchise, but it's not typical. But
no, it's not. And, you know, the only thing I wish is that we would have had more seasons of him and Big Jeff together, you know?
Yeah.
But like you said, from the business perspective, maybe it made sense. But
Mm-hmm.
yeah, it was great watching Jarrell. He was absolutely dominant. He was dominant.
Absolutely. Yep, and that's why I am five Pro Bowls, first team All Pro. And man, he didn't really look the part, did he? His
No,
early year, he looked like a melted marshmallow. But here we are.
look at us now.
Look at us now. Now we have a legend on our hands. So
All right, well, let's move on to number 4, I suppose, huh?
number 4.
Oh boy,
Oh, okay. So
yeah.
we were very far apart on Delaney Walker, but he was in my top 10. But I'll go ahead and start
Yes,
with
please.
Kevin, and then I'll let you take Delaney. So obviously I have Kevin Byard at 4. It's really hard to argue like why you put them at a number. You know what I mean? I think it's easy to defend like why they're there in the top 10. It's hard to be like, oh, I put them at 4 because. But Kevin Byard, man, I picked this picture on purpose. I just loved him, man. He was always a threat. Like you said, a ball hawk, like that carried over from college. When he went and picked that guy off and stood on the star on Monday
Oh
Night
man,
Football,
I
I was
know.
like, dude, are we back? I was like, dude, are we back?
Are the Titans back? Yeah,
Dude,
people are asking.
it was amazing. And we were in fact back. Like it really kind of was like that like time frame, that like year or so was like you could feel the change, like my man catch no ball, like all that stuff.
Yeah,
Just awesome. 2-time Pro Bowler when it meant something to a degree when they weren't
very
playing
true. When
flag
it wasn't a
football.
flag game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
2-time first team All Pro, and he's still balling, dude. Last year I think he led the league in interception, so he's an
Yeah,
interception leader.
it's
So
unbelievable. It's
it's hard to
unbelievable.
see him playing for other teams, like you said. Easily, top 10, top 5 for sure. So that's my Kevin Byard take.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I don't disagree with it there. I had him at 6. That's really, really close. For me, it's Delaney Walker right here, the man whose jersey I am wearing tonight in honor of this top 10 list, going with some now vintage gear, we can say.
Not
Vintage.
me.
Right.
Unfortunately, I didn't get the memo. Dude, I wasn't
Hey,
about to not wear this sweatshirt though. This is my
no,
father's.
it's that sweatshirt's fire.
Yeah.
The hoodie's fire. And you got the vintage tumbler there that you're drinking from.
Oh, okay, did it
Yeah.
happen again? By the way, everybody, because my camera's mirrored, I've been getting my rights and lefts like goofed up. So if I point the wrong way, that's why.
Yeah. Well, so for me, man, Delaney Walker is top 5 because I love me some Delaney Walker. He is my favorite tight end in Tennessee Titans history, and there's some really good ones. And he is as clearly evident by this list. Here's the deal: if we even included McNair George era, Delaney would be very high for me. I
Mhm.
absolutely love Delaney Walker. He was man, he was absolutely explosive as a tight end for us, right? And again, he didn't have the best talent at quarterback sometimes, and he was always somebody that you could count on. When he caught the ball, you thought this guy can take it to the house, you know? And it's not just the fact of his athleticism, but he was a beast. Like, look at him. He's strong. He was athletic. He could catch. He had strong hands. He was incredible, man. And watching him every Sunday was just the best. I mean, when you have a tight end that can challenge on a good offense, not on like last year's Titans offense, right? But
Mhm.
when you have a tight end that can challenge for the team lead in receptions and yards and then touchdowns and hits the Pro Bowl, and he was a legend to me, a
Yeah.
legend, and always will be. It's going to be tough to get a tight end stat. When I look at tight ends now, like Gunnar Helm, I think to myself, can he be Delaney Walker? So
Yeah.
to me, that says it. That
That's the
says it
bar.
all. That says it all. Yeah, and I mean, and that's coming from Frank Wycheck. You know, in my lifetime, watching Frank and loving Frank, but Delaney to me is even higher. You know, if I
Mhm.
had to rank, I put Delaney number 1 tight end of all time. I just think the guy's incredible. So it was easy for me to put him top 5, and he lands on my list at number 4.
Absolutely, man. As you saw, I mean, it was lower, but I see him as a top 10 guy as well, and not
Yeah.
just in accolades or whatever. That guy embodied being a Titan, and I think that's one of the things that
Yeah.
kind of his presence was always known, whether it be on the field or the locker room or anything. Man, he
Yes.
was just amazing. So,
Yeah. Yeah, he was.
all right, man, we'll go ahead and move to number 3.
Number 3, let me start this bad boy off.
Don't hate me. You can have it. You can have it. That is a punter. That is a punter on there.
Well, I'm just going to say that for somebody that told me that having Cam at number 5 is crazy, and you've got a punter at number 3, I can't wait. And I know who it is. And I'm not, hey, no hate, but I'm just saying I can't wait. I can't wait to hear you explain that.
All decade team. Yep.
Okay.
Sorry, the writing's kind of small.
All right. Yeah, sorry. All right. Well, number 3 for me, and this is where it gets tough. Top 3. Number 3 for me is CJ2K, man. And I had a tough time putting him at number 3 because CJ was lightning in a bottle, dude. I mean, the guy was electricity personified on a field. And that season he had, where he had like 2,500 plus, yards in the season, it was incredible. It was incredible. Every single Sunday, every snap, every play, you were looking at like the NFL's Michael Jordan out there. I grew up in an era. I grew up in an era watching Barry Sanders. Okay, and as running backs, you look at somebody like Barry Sanders when I was a kid, and the plays he made were just unworldly. Like you thought, we're never going to see this again, right? And then when Chris Johnson came on and started hitting his stride, that was the first time in my life since then I thought, oh my God, we're seeing it again. Like CJ2K not only had complete electricity, he could make people miss, he could truck people and run people over when he needed to, but fast as lightning. So, man, Chris Johnson, one of my all-time favorite Titans, hands down. I got a couple of helmets back here signed by CJ. I love the guy, and easy top 3 for me. Easy.
Man, I love me some CJ2K. Let me talk about Brett Kern. The thing about Brett Kern was he was a model of consistency. The guy bailed us out so much in some hard times. And, a punter is a punter, and it was hard for me to put him up there. But, I mean, you cannot argue with the level of play at his position for as long as he played at that level of play, at a position. It's hard to sustain a lot of things in life, especially playing a position in the NFL for an extended period of time. He played for a long time and just absolutely pinning people. And like he would literally like put people on the one, like it was literally. I'm like, how does he keep doing that? Is it luck? Is it luck? I don't know, but he was just so good at it. I mean, it's hard to say much about a punter, but I think when everybody sees Brett Kern and he's like at like practices, or you see him out and about, or maybe he's a 12th Titan or whatever, I think everybody gets a good feeling because of what he did for this team. However, CJ2K, I don't want to say too much, but man, what an absolute legend. Offensive player of the year, rushing champ, 2K rusher. Not only that, I think he still holds the record for all-purpose yards, which was like over 2,500 yards, which is the season you're talking about. Absolutely unreal. I'll probably do save reminiscent because spoiler alert. Man, when you just knew it, if there was a glimpse of daylight, he was going to go to the end zone. It was just like it was already written, like when he got the ball in his hand. And a lot, like I know you compared him to Barry Sanders, and I think as far as greatness, yes, but he did not have to work as hard for his yards as Barry did sometimes. Barry was spinning and juking and jumping, and he was amazing at what he did.
Yeah.
But this guy, I remember seeing safety. They were like, he was splitting the safeties and they just smacked into each other because the speed was so hard to anticipate.
They were still late.
He split them and they were still late. Like they had to jump on him, still late. And when you say the Michael Jordan comment, like I know exactly where you're coming from, because it just seemed like at the time on a team that was, and it's a shame that he did not have better teams around him.
Without a doubt.
And the injury, obviously. It was just for that time, he just seemed so much farther above his peers.
Yes.
Watching it as a fan. I remember watching him on Thanksgiving against the Lions. Just thrashed them, dude. Just thrashed them. So
yeah, and he played at a time where the NFL had a lot of great running backs. So to say that about him is saying something.
I remember, I'll say, well, yeah, we'll see. We'll see. So we'll go
Well,
ahead
hey,
and move
listen,
on.
before we skip to number 2, I just want to make everybody aware that please leave your comments about Brett Kern at number 3. Okay? And Cam Ward at
And
number
Cam Ward.
5. Yeah, okay.
And Cam.
I knew you were going to go there. I knew you were going to go there.
I
And
can
that's
see
no
Nate
hate.
Washington. I can at least see Nate Washington. It's
That's
hard for me
no
than Cam Ward.
that's no hate at Brett. I love Brett.
God, I do love Cam Ward though, but I'm riding the fence. I'm riding the fence.
All right, top 2, man.
Boom. All right. So I get to continue talking about CJ2K.
Yes, keep going. Keep going.
All right. So when we drafted CJ2K, I had no idea who the heck that guy was. I didn't watch a lot of.
So you didn't watch
stuff
a lot
back
of Eastern
then.
Carolina? You weren't
No.
a big you weren't a big Pirate fan?
No. And I was like my fandom was different then. It was pretty much like I wanted to see who we got, and I was hoping it was somebody I knew, which was usually like Big Ten guys or whatever, being in Big Ten country. And it almost never was. By the way. Yeah,
right.
We picked him. So I was like, who is this guy? And obviously on the screen, they're talking about how fast he was and this and that. I was like, man, well, I want to go check this out. So I hop on YouTube and I type in CJ or Chris Johnson highlights or whatever. And this crazy highlight reel came on of him doing punt returns and just catching out of the backfield and like just doing running back duties, and everything was like it was like he was just in another plane of existence on this field and just completely smoking people. And I was like, man, will that translate? I remember thinking that, like, is this going to translate? And God bless America. It definitely translated, bro.
Thank God it did.
Yeah. And, like I said, it is an absolute bummer it played out like it did. Cause like I couldn't imagine having a like prime CJ 2K in the offense that like Derrick Henry was on or something that. You know what I mean? And I think about that all the time. Like it's all timing. That's just, you know what I mean? It depends on your coach. It depends on your front office and what they're doing and what their vision is. And I think about it a lot because, man, did he get us through some tough years too, except for that, what was it, 2008, I think, where was that the number 1 seed year with Kerry Collins? I think it was 2008. Just truly a legend, man. Just absolute like levels above his peers, and love him to death.
Yeah.
To this day.
Yeah. Well, everything we said is super valid about CJ. He's incredible. Now, my number 2 is Big Jeff. I can't remember where you had him on the list a few guys ago.
I think.
Six. Jeffrey Simmons to me is top 2, man. He's top 2. I just love everything about the guy. He is somebody that has come into this team and he has been a leader. He's been somebody that at the podium has been a leader for this organization, for this team. We made this list before his contract was announced.
Yeah.
And it makes me even happier to know that we've locked this guy in through 2030. Mm-hmm. And that I really hope that what we see is Jeffrey Simmons retire as a Tennessee Titan. He was drafted out of Mississippi State by the Titans, and I think he needs to retire a Titan. And I think this guy is somebody that, if he continues the trajectory of his career, is Hall of Fame talent, right? And you could even argue that he might be up there right now. And he has an extreme opportunity this year under Robert Saleh's defense to just continue that trajectory. But Jeffrey is somebody you just can't dislike. I don't know how anybody, one thing that is so sticks out in my mind was, I can't remember if it was last year training camp or the year before, but you remember when he had that dust up with Buck Rising, when Buck was out there at the training camp, and it made so many headlines. And I'm like, hey, I'm Team Jeff. No offense to Buck. I don't even care what Jeff said. Like, I loved it. And it goes back to kind of that bravado thing that I mentioned with Taylor Lewan. Like, this is a big dude that is an absolute presence. That's a monster. I don't want him to be a cookie. I want him to be somebody that has a chip on his shoulder constantly and then wants to go out there and dominate people. And so Big Jeff has been an icon to me of this franchise through both good and bad teams. And the fact that he has shown Titans fans his character through these last 2 years as not only a member of this organization, not sitting as somebody that thinks they're better than they are and trying to demand out of this bad situation, not saying, I want to trade, I'm going to hold out, I'm not going to be there, like we see so many people do, but somebody that took the alternative route and it's paid off in the way it has for him. I mean, that speaks volumes for me. Speaks volumes. And man, I love to see it every single Sunday. As excited as I was to see Cam Ward play, I was excited to see what Jeff was going to do on every single snap last year. So easy top 2 for me. It's tough with CJ because I love CJ so much, but I had to put somebody at 2, so Big Jeff got there.
Yeah. Additional notes there on Big Jeff. So, and this actually kind of came out recently. He said that in a lot of these most recent defenses before Saleh, he said that he was oftentimes used to absorb double teams to free people up. And you kind of like think about that, and it just kind of like knowing what he did in defenses like that, it just kind of like, it does get you really kind of excited to kind of see what's to come with a solid defense, at an attacking defense like that. And he said he's excited about it too. So I'm very excited to see him just like one goal, get the quarterback. It's going to be amazing.
It's going to be incredible. And he has guys around him that hopefully will take some pressure off of him and some attention off of him. And either way, I think the Titans as a whole, I think they're going to win. So Absolutely. That's great. So drum roll time. Oh, very well. Very nice.
Did that come through?
Yeah, through? Oh, yeah. That was great.
Apparently my boom mic is not really working. So, all right, there it is. Unanimous. It has been settled. Everybody have a good night. No, just kidding.
Let it be said. Let it be done.
I'll let you lead, man. I mean, I think we're going to have a lot of good stuff to say about this guy.
Oh, man. For me, number 1 was easy with Derrick Henry. It was easy. There's so many different reasons. Just the work that he did when he was a Tennessee Titan. But for me, it goes back to being an Alabama Crimson Tide fan. I was somebody that I've watched Alabama like I watched the Titans, okay? And so I was hearing about Derrick Henry being recruited, right? And I knew when Derrick Henry signed with Alabama. I knew the type of running back room the Crimson Tide had. I saw every snap of Henry in college, and he was an absolute monster. And then going into the NFL draft that season, I was thinking, why is this guy not top 5? Like, how are these people not talking about him like he's top 10? And the fact that he landed to the Titans in the second round was probably one of my most exciting moments as a Titans fan that night. I mean, I was that excited. So just from that history, then to moving forward and seeing everything Derrick did, and he's still doing, by the way, you hate as a Titans fan.
Unicorn, dude. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Unicorn.
And you hate as a Titans fan that our number 1 guy, since the McNair George is doing what he's doing on the Ravens now, it kind of hurts. It kind of hurts. Yeah,
stings a lot.
Stings like all the other guys that went to the Ravens back in the day after us.
Mason, but and Steve McNair
and McNair, Samari Roll, that was another one. But man, not Eddie George. Derrick Henry is just the epitome to me of a Tennessee Titan. He was somebody that I think put the Titans back on the map. And I mean back on the map because the last time they were on the map was in the George McNair era in the Super Bowl. And we had a lot of years where, just nationally speaking, there wasn't anything about the Titans. Not to watch. There wasn't a lot of hubbub. And Derrick Henry was a highlight reel. The Josh Norman stiff arm, the 99-yard Jaguar run. Like, there's just so many memories as a Titans fan that Derrick Henry is responsible for. And my God, the 2,000-yard seasons. So it's easy. I'm gonna let you take the lead on this because I don't want to just keep saying everything. But to me, the king sits alone on the throne. Number 1.
Absolutely, man. It was easy for me. So when we drafted him, I was in a cube. This is where I work now, but I was in a cube at Nationwide, and it was on the TV. I was on a sales call, and I remember smacking the mute button and being like, "Oh man, we got him!" So, I mean, I was excited about that. I mean, he came in behind a DeMarco Murray. I think he was behind DeMarco Murray.
Yeah.
And I'll be honest. I mean, he obviously didn't blow onto the scene like I thought he would. I felt like the Dion Lewis being chosen over him quite a bit kind of dinged his confidence there for a little bit. And he had that rough patch. I mean, there was a rough couple of years there to the point where the Titans were considering trading him. It sounded like through media. And I remember being like, oh, man, I just want him to take hold. He just something about him. And then you started getting reports that he was like in touch with Eddie George. And then later on, in hindsight, those conversations kind of came out from Derrick and Eddie himself, and how Derek said, "What are you doing, man? You quit dancing behind the line." He's like, "Impose your will." And you guys, from past pods, Eddie George is the reason why I'm a fan of this team. And to hear that, like my guy, like lit this fire in him. We were all unassuming going into that Thursday night Jaguars game. His like first like breakout game. What was it? 248 yards,
Oh, it was
4
incredible.
touchdowns on 17 carries or something like that.
Yeah.
That's probably close. I'm sure somebody will fact check me and put it in the comments, but it's close. It's in there somewhere. One being a 99-yard. Just absolutely murdering 3 Jags on the way there. So it just – I don't know. I think as far as like Titans lore is concerned, that game was insane to watch. And I think about it with frequency and just the whole thing, the Eddie George thing, and Henry just, I do not think it's a coincidence that night, that very moment, that night, we saw an ascension on that team. And we went to the AFC Championship games and all those playoff years. And obviously Ryan Tannehill took hold, A.J. Brown, Jonnu Smith, Corey Davis, Khalif Raymond. We had some like kind of like middle of the roster guys like stepping up like crazy. What a crazy era. And how sad was it though when you just knew. And when he took that interview after that one game, I think everybody just kind of knew it was. I think he was done with it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it stunk because I think he knew that I think he loved the Titans because he was a Titan. I think he loved the fans, but I just think there was just some stuff going on inside that he had to go. And I don't blame him because it was an absolute nightmare for a while.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I'll tell you, Derrick Henry did things on the football field that we haven't seen almost any NFL running back in history, right, do. And the amount of times he's done it at the level he's done it over the span of years that he's done it is incredible. And if he keeps going, and he keeps performing, he has a chance to break Emmitt Smith's record. And so, it's just a no-brainer for me.
I think he's a Hall of Famer now. I don't know how you can argue it. You know what I mean? Like, look at his accolades as a Titan. Offensive Player of the Year, 2K rusher, 2-time rushing champion, 5 Pro Bowls, first All-Pro, 3-time second All-Pro, All-Decade team. He just stacks them up, and I don't even think he cares. He just ties his cleats and goes, and he just goes and has 100. And just how many times, like, did we need it? You know what I mean? And it was like, give it to Derek. Like we all were saying it inside our head. And what do? They give it to Derek, and whether it was a short pass from the 2 or whether it was a big 40-yard, just absolute rumbling like touchdown, he gave it to us time and time again. And I just think he's hard to beat. And I think he could very easily be top 5 if you included Oilers and the Eddie George, Steve McNair era.
I agree. Yeah,
so
I agree.
An absolute legend.
I absolutely agree. Well, I love the fact that through a few disagreements, we came to the same conclusion at number 1. That makes me feel better. Through all of the Cam Ward, Brett Kern, and some of the misplacements of other players. At least we got our head screwed on straight on this one, I think.
Yeah. We definitely got it. If there's one that's right, it's this one.
Yeah. I don't think there's gonna be any shock value at this part of the pod. So, that's all out of the way. But I will say, for anybody that has watched, let us know in the comments what you think about our top 10. And I really mean this. Do this practice on your own time, because as a Titan fan, it's actually quite enjoyable because you start, like Ghost and I have said, you start looking at this top 10 list of guys post McNair and George era, and you're going, this is kind of tough. The line between 7 and 4, the line between 1 and 3 or 2 and 3, I guess I should say, it's tight. It's tight, but it's fun. And if you do this practice on your own, let us know in the comments what you think, and I'd love to hear it. Ghost, what do you got to say about this top 10 list before we close up shop and get out of here for the next pod?
No, man, it was fun. It's just a fun little thought experiment. We'll probably do more stuff like this. We kind of like to do this, we like to get into stats and numbers and talk about that, like current events, but sometimes it's fun to get on things like this and just kind of just do a thought experiment. Like what if that didn't exist? You know what I mean? Give some people some shine that maybe didn't have some shine, and reminisce and just talk Titans, man. That's what we love to do. That's what we're here to do. So we appreciate the support.
One thing that I will say for anybody still watching that I think was a big shock, and it might be a big shock to a lot of people out there, is the fact that Marcus Mariota didn't make our list. Not my list nor yours.
Yeah.
And I knew he didn't make mine, but actually I didn't really realize he didn't make yours either. So to some Titans fans out there, that could be quite the surprise that the Mariota was somewhere past 10 on both of our lists.
Mm-hmm.
That might be where people think we screwed up.
we might catch some flack for that.
And
I humbly disagree.
Yeah. Well, same. I think I have a bigger fight to fight with Cam.
Here's the thing. And I love Mariota. I really do. I felt when he got benched, it was like a gut punch a little bit because I wanted so much for him. He was such a good guy, but
absolutely.
We won't digress too much on that, but I do not think he's top 10 since the era that we excluded.
I don't think he is either. But if you guys disagree with us on either Mariota, Cam Ward, Brett Kerner, any of these guys that you've seen on our top 10 post McNair and George, please let us hear it, man. That's part of the fun, is just the banter and going back forth with you guys. As a reminder, you guys can check us on X at the Titan Sector. We are heavy in engagement with the community over there. We love to see it. We appreciate y'all engaging with us over there. You can also check out new pod episodes every Monday and Thursday. So make sure to see those every week as they drop early in the morning. You guys can listen to them on your ride to work, while you're sitting at your desk, wherever you may be. We appreciate the engagement. Make sure to like and subscribe on this video. So we appreciate you guys. Thanks so much for tuning in to our Titans Top 10 Post McNair and George era. We got a lot of exciting content coming down the pipe your way, and we hope you guys will stick around to see it then. Until next time, I'm Van, this is Ghost, and we'll catch you guys.